On today, we are going to do a CGM training on how to process the order through CGM. Okay, everyone should also have received their username and they should also have created a password. If you have not received your CGM username, I recommend you reaching out to your manager. First step you're going to do is click on login. You as the representative or agent, this is where you sign your name as the agent. I recommend everyone getting a stylus from like Dollar Tree or somewhere because you're going to need it. Okay. It's good, especially with a stylus. I just use my finger, but I recommend you getting a stylus. Right here, what you're just signing for, that you're going to do everything true to your knowledge. You're not going to basically do no fraud or do anything that can get you in trouble. That's basically what you're signing off on, okay? You're going to hit start a new order. Right here is the eligibility. This is what you're going to explain to the customer, okay, about the California Lifeline benefits and programs and things like that. Make sure they have an understanding of it, okay? So right here, you're going to click on yes. Is there anyone in their household that's receiving a Lifeline service? If they are, let's say that is a husband and wife, and the wife is getting benefits and the husband receiving benefits, but the wife had already signed up and got a free government cell phone or a Lifeline phone. The husband would not qualify because there's only one per household. But let's say that they have a sister-in-law or one of their children is 18 years or older that's paying their own separate bills. They would qualify for a Lifeline household or a border house. They would qualify for a Lifeline household. Okay. Let's say, for example, let's go move forward and say there's no one else. Or the next question is, have they enrolled or signed up within the last 30 days? Let's say that they haven't hit no. This $39 charge is basically letting the customer know that the company is going to pay that $39 transfer fee and things like that. And it says right there, let's make sure they understand this is not coming out your pocket or the customer. Okay, so hit yes. Right here is basically letting the customer know all the information they are going to give you is going to be true to their knowledge. Okay, hit yes that they do understand. Hit yes on here about the understanding. Down here is basically saying what benefits do that consumer qualify for. Let's say that the person walk up to your tent, say, hey, how do I eligible or be able to receive a free phone? These the questions you would need to ask. Do you get like food stamps, Section 8, low income, Medicare, school luncheon, or SSI? That is like the award letter. Temporary service veteran, do they have their VA paperwork? A lot of customers would know when it comes down to the WIC, we do not take the WIC card. It would have to be the WIC voucher, the folder, and it have to have a voucher inside of the folder. We are able to take the folder. We cannot take the WIC card. Let's say that the consumer does not receive any of these benefits shown above. That's when you could click on this box right here for the 150 below, and you'll be able to sign up the customer for whatever proof they could show, like W-2, check stubs, and things like that if they does not receive anything above. Okay, if you have any questions on here or any of this documents right here on eligibility, please reach out to myself or your manager. But let's process this order as if this customer was receiving food stamp. So let's say that Ms. Jones gave you their food stamp card and their ID. The first question I'm going to ask Ms. Jones, is this your current address on your ID? If Ms. Jones said, no, this is not my current address, do you have a piece of mail with your current address with you? It cannot be no junk mail. It has to be some type of utility bill, rent bill, or something. It cannot be written in. It has to be typed in that they have received within the last 30 days. Okay. So as if they have something that or updated, it don't even have to be within the last 30 days, something that's updated. I think within the last 60 days, don't quote me on there, but I recommend you contact customer service if you're not for sure on the how long time frame of the dates of their residential. Okay. But if their ID does match their benefits, you are able to move forward. If not, you tell Ms. Jones, without this matching your documents of your ID, we will have to have proof to upload into the system. Okay. So let's say, hey, once you or set an appointment up with them to come back and see you, or you're able to go to them, something like that, whatever you prefer doing. Okay, but let's just say that their ID matching and everything is correct. You're going to hit next. And now we are going to process the application. Okay, this is where you're going to enter the customer information here. Okay, give me 1 second while I put this in. If they have a middle name, put their middle name in there. If not, don't leave it blank. Okay, their last name. Okay, if they're a junior or whatever the suffix, senior, whatever, enter. If it's not on the ID, leave it blank. This is the information you're basing off their ID. Okay, you're going to put their date of birth. This is information you are getting off their off their ID. I'm just putting something in here. Forgive me, I'll take my time and go through here. I'm just entering something in here. They last 4 digits. What is your last 4 digits of your social? Let's say they say 7387. I don't know. I'm just putting. If they have a telephone number, put it. If not, leave it blank. Okay. Their address. Remember, this is where you're going to ask that question. You're going to base it off. If it's on their ID, you're going to have to go off their ID. If it's on their proof of address, you're going to go off that. This is what the information you're going to enter. So give me 1 second. Let me enter an address in here. 67 East ADOB. Bear with me. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to go back over this. I had to take a pause to enter all this information. Excuse me. Their name, first and last name. For middle initial, says name John Reginald Smith. You'll put John R. Smith. If he's a senior, John R. Smith Jr., senior, his date of birth, his last 4 of his social. If he have a telephone number, put an email address, if he put it. It's not required, so you can skip over there. Make sure his address and everything is correct, what you put in here. Let's say if he's in an apartment, you will put APT 123, whatever his apartment number is. Okay, make sure it's matching the same documents of his ID, of his proof of address, whatever you're gonna be using. Okay, once you make sure you follow these steps and enter everything, look over this. Takes a few seconds. Make sure you did everything correctly. You're going to go down here, check the box, and you'll go to validation. Okay, the validation was successful. Hit OK. Now you're able to process. Remember, the order number is up top at 290000527. Always remember the order number is up top, and I'm going to show you why we request for that order number. Give me 1 second while this load up and process. Okay. Right here, you're going to explain to the customer program. If they have any questions, they can always dial 611. Make sure they use their phone at least once a month to keep their phone activated. If anything changed, they can dial 611 for customer service. If they move within 30 days, make sure they reach out to customer service. Anything with their benefit, letting the customer know 611 is going to be their best friend if they have any questions. And understand, everything they have to give is true to their knowledge. Okay. Right here, it is where the customer is going to sign. You as the representative cannot sign. This is for the customer only. If we catch any representative signing this document right here, you will be automatically terminated. This is for the customer. Okay. This is where the customer, let's say if the customer sign, this is where the customer is going to sign their name at. John Smith. Remember, you're going to need a style because it had to be as close with the saying, or it could be John Smith. You put it like this, or let's say that the customer want to just put John, then Smith. I'm sorry, I know my right. That's why it's good to have a style. It's something like that. Or just put John Smith. This is where the customer needs to put. Or they could print their name, whatever they prefer. Let's say he put his name or they put their name there. Okay. You will hit accept. Remember, all these boxes you explain to the customer. The customer have to sign this document. You, as the representative, cannot do this. If we catch you signing this document, that's an automatic termination. I understand it's kind of hard for a lot of people. That's why it's good to have a stylist. They can print or sign this document. Okay. If they cursive is terrible, or say, hey, just print your name on there, best ways you can. They can put it up top. They can put John here and then put Smith down there. Okay. Right here is the doc. Remember the order number up top right there. This is where you ask to take the customer ID. You take a picture of the customer ID. But on that customer ID, you're going to put this. Sorry about that. On the customer ID, you're going to put this on this folder right here. The customer ID, everyone should already has printed this out and laminated it already. You should have this already, or your manager should have gave this to you already. This is right here where that little blue box at is where the customer ID is going to go right here. Okay. You as the representative, this is where you're going to sign and you are going to put that order number. Remember, I was telling you that order number up top right there, that 290000527. Where your order number right there and today's date. This should be laminated because you're going to use this a lot more times when you sign the customers up. So you'll get a dry eraser and laminate this, and you be able to have. You will need this whole document laminated. Okay. So what you're going to do is put the customer ID there. Once you put the customer ID there, you're going to here and click on here right here and take a picture of the customer ID. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a picture of something. Let's say this is on that folder, okay? It should upload. My recommendation, I don't know if y'all doing it in the field or not, but I know with my experience, I always take a picture of the front and I take a picture of the back. You're able to capture up to a few pictures if you can see, okay? You take the picture of the front and a picture of the back. Oh, I don't know what just happened. So let me just take a picture again. I'm sorry. So it's with that folder, while it's loading up, okay? You're going to take the picture clear, and you have to have it. When you take a picture, you have to have this whole thing in that picture frame and their ID right there, okay? Same thing with the food stamp card. You're going to take a picture of their food stamp card. Give me 1 second. I'm just taking a picture. Once you take a picture of their food stamp card, remember their food stamp card goes right here. Remember this, you see what it says, proof of ID and proof of eligibility. You're going to use the same document, okay? The order number on there, you already signed, and today's date of you doing the application is already on there, okay? Now, you got to proof of address. Proof of address, they can use a piece of mail with their current address on it, or a utility bill, something like that. Or they can use their state ID. Let's say that their ID is their proof of address. Take a picture of their ID. Remember, you could take a picture of the customer ID right here. It shows you right here. It tells you right here the documents that you can use to accept. Okay. Let's say you take a picture of the ID. Boom. The ID does not need to be on this form. Does not need to be on this form. Okay. It does not need to be on that form. Boom. Once you are done, you will hit submit. I'm not going to submit it because I just submitted an order and it got locked in the system and I don't want that on my record. Okay. So I'm just showing y'all what to do. The next step, let's say that you submit an order and it said that you missed something. Once you submit an order, customer service, you will have the option over here to see your pending orders, the status, and what is next right here. You will able to see it right here on the side, okay? You can log out. You can check the status of your order. You can do a new application, things like that, or cancel the order. Let's say you wanted to cancel the order because the customer didn't have all the documents. You could just go right there by canceling the order, okay? Let's go back because we don't want to cancel this order yet. I'm just showing y'all different things you could do in here in the settings, okay? Once you submit. But let's say that it give you the green light and you get approved to submit this order and assign this customer a device. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take out the SIM card and you're going to put it in the back of the phone in slot number 1. Please hear me. You're going to take the SIM card and put it in the back of the phone in slot number 1. If you have any questions, reach out to myself or your manager. Then you are going to enter the EIN number. I'm sorry, you're going to enter the SIM number first. It's going to tell you in the next step once everything get approved. You make sure you put the SIM number first, not the EIN number. The SIM number goes first. Ask your manager how that works and things like that as you process an order, okay? If you have any questions about these steps, please let us know. We are here to help you. But let's say that you do everything correctly. You put the SIM number in there and the EIN number, and it tell you to go ahead and process the order to activate the phone or whatever. You have an activation phone number. Make sure you call the activation phone number or have the customer to call someone before they leave the tent. My recommendation, if you do not know the activation number, call the time and temperature ear or call your phone to make sure that the device is working. Do not let that customer leave without that device working, because if that customer leave without you doing a test call, you will be charged $60 for that phone. Please hear me. If you let that customer leave without activating that device and making that first test call, you will be charged, because it's seen that it's just a lost or stolen device. So make sure you do a test call on that device. No exception. If you need a telephone call, I don't care if it's Domino's Pizza, anything, make sure you do a test call or ask that customer to call someone before you leave. If that customer does not make a test call on that device, you will be charged. An old school number that I used to call when I was out in the field doing phone was 314-321-2222. Remember, 314-321-2222. That is the time and temperature that we used to use in the St. Louis, Missouri area. That's 314-321-2222. That number is a guaranteed working number. I've been using that number for the last 10 years. I know that number works when we are in the field working, okay? So call that number and the time and temperature. Someone will pick up and tell you the time and temperature and things. Or call any number and make sure that it's a working device, okay? After you does that, the next step you're going to do, remember your order number is up top right here. The order number is like your prize and joy. Let's say that you take care of Mr. John Smith and everything success, you activate that phone. On your SIM card, you are going to keep the SIM card. You punch that SIM card and put in the slot number 1. The rest of that SIM card, what I recommend you doing is going to Dollar Tree and also get like a permanent marker. You are going to write that customer order number on there and today's date. So let's say that today is the 20th, March 20th. March 20th, right? Yeah, March 20th. You're going to write the order number 290000527 and today's date 3/20/2020 on that SIM card. This is your proof that you did sign that customer up for your record. So we can say, oh, you didn't sign these customers. You can say, man, I signed up 20 customers, but on our record it's only showing that you signed up 15 because them other 15 but if you provide us proof, we have something to show that you signed up all 20 of your customers. So on that SIM card, you're going to write that order number 290000527 and today's date. If you have any questions about this training, please reach out to myself or your manager. I hope this training was helpful and gave you a better understanding. Go ahead and get out there and have fun. Y'all be safe. And let's get out here and help our community. Thank y'all so much and may God bless you.